Thank you so much for joining me. You are sticking with the president. You are voting against this resolution of disapproval. Why?
Well, first of all, thank you, Dana, for the opportunity. I'm voting against the resolution, first of all, because I agree with the policy. I think there is a crisis, an emergency at the border. I think it requires more money than we appropriated. And furthermore, when the president announced his support, or that he would sign the appropriations bill that only put up $1.375 billion for additional border security, he also announced that he would be declaring a national emergency. We all knew that going into the vote, and we voted for this paltry appropriation, knowing that he was going to use authority to get more. So it's not a matter of loyalty to the president as much as it is loyalty to the policies that I agree with.
If this were a Democratic president, I mean, give me some North Dakota candor here. If this were a Democratic president,
sure,
you wouldn't be saying the same thing.
So North Dakota candor comes with North Dakota common sense. If a Democratic president asks for more money to fund the border wall, we believe in border security in North Dakota. We believe that a wall is part of that, and I would support that president. This issue that we're debating now about a national emergency has been done 58 times. It's not breaking new ground. So I'd like to think I would be with that president if they could make the compelling case that this president and his team have made about what's going on at the border. I would be for more money for a wall.
Okay, so he has made the case incessantly since the campaign about the border wall. But he also said something that seems to fly in the face of it being an emergency when he talked in the Rose Garden last month. Take a listen.
Sure.
On the wall, they skimped. So I was successful in that sense, but I want to do it faster. I could do the wall over a longer period of time. I didn't need to do this, but I'd rather do it much faster.
He stepped on his own executive order there, meaning he's saying he could do it in a slower period of time, which means he could do it with congressional approval, with congressionally approved funds. So didn't he just kind of, you know, pull the curtain back to see exactly what's going on here?
Well, I think that everything he said is accurate, but remember, he also stressed the speed, and the speed of getting the wall up is directly relational to the urgency of the moment, which is directly relational to the emergency declaration. So I just think that's part of his candor, is that he stated everything that's accurate, and some could say that it was a conflict. I think it makes the case.
How much pressure are your Republican colleagues who are either on the fence, no pun intended, and those who have already said that they are going to vote against the president feeling in your conference today? You know,
I suspect they're feeling some, but I hope that they understand, and I hope the president understands that this is a legitimate conscience issue. This is not a crisis of the Constitution. It's a crisis of conscience, and I don't think it's about the wall. It's not about security. It really is a conflict between Article 1, overreach by presidents, past and current, and I hope they're all comfortable with where they are. I also hope that we can move forward after this with additional legislation and additional appropriations that make sure that the president has both the money and the money on time to adequately secure the border.
And one last question. Do you also support legislation to change the emergency declaration powers that the president has, so that this pickle that Congress is in, particularly the president's fellow Republicans, doesn't happen again?
Yeah, I am, Dana, open to that. I'm open to doing something in the future as we move forward. I didn't really like tying that effort to this vote because I think it misrepresented the legality of what the president's doing with his national declaration. I think we ought to look at a whole bunch of presidential powers and executive powers as Congress and see if we can't come together with our Democratic friends and claw back a lot of Article 1 authority back to where it belongs, and that is, of course, in the People's House in the United States Senate.
Senator Kevin Cramer of North Dakota, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks
I appreciate
for the opportunity, Dana. My pleasure.
Thank you.